Hi, and welcome to Mindful Menopause. My name is Olga Manganelli. I'm expert in menopause, clinical sexologist, counselor, and mindfulness facilitator. I organize mindfulness-based stress reductions group for a better personal and social quality of life. For further information and requests, please send me an email to info@olgamanganelli.com. Today, as promised, we are talking about menopause. Menopause is that period in woman's life that follows perimenopause, and is the time in which we don't have the menstruation for 12 months. This period must be continuous. So if we don't have the menstruation for a full year, we can say that we are in menopause. Statistically, the European average for women in menopause is 51 years. However, there are individual and personal exceptions where menopause occurs earlier, for example, in case of malnutrition, surgery, such as hysterectomy, or because you are under a treatment, pharmacological treatment, or even in relation to one's ethnicity, as highlighted by research. What happened during this time is technically a further decline in hormones. We are no longer fertile, and there is no possibility of pregnancy. Remember that menstruation must not appear before 12 months, because with perimenopause, the period is not predictable, is irregular, and could occur even after 6 or 8 months. What I suggest to you is to write down on your calendar, on your agenda, the beginning of the changes in your period and the last time you had it, because your doctor will ask you. And it's possible that in this alternation of a stable cycle, you forget it. An interesting fact, as I specified in the video on perimenopause, is that we also lose androgens, the male hormones. This is because we have a certain level of testosterone, less than male, but we have a certain level of testosterone. And according to a research made by the International Menopause Society, between the ages of 65 and 70, the blood concentration of testosterone tends to rise to levels similar to those of younger women. So this is a good news. The only hormone from the estrogen group that remains active is the estrogen. It continues to be produced during menopause and represents a very important resource. The symptoms we have during menopause are very similar to those of perimenopause. The difference is that they are more frequent than before, and for example, some of the symptoms that might emerge are cognitive fog, with its impact on the memory, the cardiovascular problems, the anxiety. Just remember that symptoms are based on the responses of the individual and the organism. Have a look at some of the symptoms, the most common. They are hot flashes, night sweats, the cognitive brain fog, which it impacts our concentration, our memory, and it decreases during the time. Sleep disorders as well. During the night we cannot sleep very well, which this thing will affect our mood, but also the mood swings is something relating to the decrease of our hormones. The intimate discomfort, the vaginal dryness, and the atrophy that progress over time is also something that we can feel more than before during the perimenopause. The osteoarticular pain, the problem with bones can lead to osteoporosis. The desire can decline much more. So what we can do is just to talk to our doctors, be in touch with our doctors who will advise us on the right thing to do. Let's also pay attention to our diet, the consumption of sweets and processed foods. Just try to avoid a lot of sweet things, and try to eat more genuine and natural healthy food. It's important to do movement, the right physical exercise that adapt to our needs. There is Pilates, yoga, also the hypopressive exercise, very helpful for our weak bladder, because another thing that can happen is that our bladder become weaker, and what before was just the urgency to go to toilet. Now it can become like the difficulty to hold the urine. So there are these exercises that are very, very helpful. And also the resistance workout is very important, but this type of exercise can impact our bladder. For this reason, it's very important that we can consult a professional to understand what is the right thing to do. Let's eliminate alcohol and smoking, which amplify the symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes, for example. I understand that some people use smoking as a deterrent for anxiety, but it really doesn't help. And we can use other things to feel a little bit better, less anxious and stressed. What we have to do at the end is just to accept this new phase of life as a new beginning and not as the end. It's not the end of our journey, it's just a new beginning. And we can look at it like with the eyes of a child. What I always propose is mindfulness and physical activity. And in particular, I find these two things very useful during menopause, because they can alleviate the discomfort that we have, that we experience during this time. And because the change of hormone have a great impact on our life, on our daily activities. Mindfulness can help with concentration, as I said before, because it helps us to focus on memory. You can search on my live webinar where I suggest you to do an informal mindfulness activity that it works on the concentration, on the ability that we have on focusing. Mindfulness and the physical exercise, remember that they act on the limbic system, which governs emotion, affection, and mood. So all these things help us to release endorphin and help us to manage this moment in the woman life. That's all about menopause. I invite you to follow my next video, which will be a guided meditation on emotion and thought. It will be posted on the 20th of February at 9 o'clock. So subscribe to my YouTube channel for a mindful menopause. Follow my guided meditation and my videos. For individual or group meetings, contact me at info@olgamanganelli.com. Leave a comment and a like if you think that this video was useful. Thank you so much and see you next time. Goodbye.